According to my phone, it's 8.
Good evening, everybody. Time to vote.
This meeting is being held in accordance with the Open Public Meeting Act, NJSA 10:4-6 et sec. Notice of which was sent to the record in the Star Ledger and was posted on the municipal bulletin board.
Roll call.
Councilmember Von Rudenberg. Here. Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Here.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Here.
Councilmember Carroll.
Here.
Mayor LaBrus.
Here. Would everybody please rise for the flag salute, please?
United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, the order of proclamations and presentations tonight. I need a motion for the approval of the minutes of the, you want it done separately or together?
No, it's just one. It's just October 3rd.
So for the October 3rd meeting, for the regular town meeting and the executive. Second. Roll call.
Councilmember Von Rudenberg. Aye. Deputy Mayor Canestrino. Aye. Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Okay, with that, we go into the city manager's report.
Thank you, Mayor. The city will be hosting our annual pumpkin carving contest. Submission deadline is October 28th, and the details to enter will be on our social media platforms and our website. The city's recreation department will be hosting our annual children's Halloween party this coming Saturday, October 22nd. The city will be hosting our Clean Communities event, Slam Dunk the Junk, on Saturday, October 29th. Pre-registration is mandatory. There will be no on-site registrations. Outdoor dining regulations have continued to be extended until November of 2022. That's all I have, Mayor.
Okay. Moving forward with new business, resolution 430-22.
This is a resolution for the final adoption of ordinance number 45-2022. An ordinance amending chapter 93, section 7 of the Code of the City of Hackensack, collection and regulations with respect to the collection and disposal of large items of solid waste. This ordinance has been advertised pursuant to law and now calls for a public hearing.
Need a motion to open to the public, please?
Offer.
Second. Roll call.
Councilmember Von Rudenberg. Aye. Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Anybody from the public would like to speak to this ordinance and this ordinance only, please come forward. Seeing no one from the public, motion to close to the public.
Offer.
Second. Roll call.
Councilmember Von Rudenberg. Aye. Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Motion to adopt the ordinance.
Offer.
Second. Roll call.
Councilmember Von Rudenberg. Aye. Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye.
Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Hackensack County of Bergen and State of New Jersey that ordinance number 45-2022 has passed its second and final reading and is hereby adopted.
Thank you. Resolution 431-22.
This is a resolution for the final adoption of ordinance number 46-2022, an ordinance to amend chapter 170 of the Code of the City of Hackensack Vehicles and Traffic to remove handicap parking space in section 49.2, parking for the handicapped at 22 Broadway. This ordinance has been advertised pursuant to law and now calls for a public hearing.
Need a motion, please?
Offer.
Second. Roll call.
Councilmember Von Rudenberg. Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Pataglia. Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Anybody from the public who'd like to speak to this ordinance and this ordinance only, please come forward. Seeing no members from the public, motion closed.
Offer.
Roll call.
Councilmember Von Rudenberg. Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Pataglia. Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Need a motion to adopt the ordinance, please?
Offer.
Roll call.
Councilmember Von Rudenberg. Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Pataglia. Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye.
Be resolved by the City Council of the City of Hackensack County of Bergen and State of New Jersey that ordinance number 46-2022 has passed its second and final reading and is hereby adopted.
Thank you. Resolution 433-22.
432.
I'm sorry, 432-22.
This is a resolution for final adoption of ordinance number 47-2022, an ordinance to amend chapter 138 of the Code of the City of Hackensack, sales special to regulate estate, garage, rummage, and yard sales. This ordinance has been advertised pursuant to law and now calls for public hearing.
Need a motion, please?
Offer.
Roll call.
Councilmember Von Rudenberg. Deputy Mayor Canestrino. Councilmember Pataglia. Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Anyone from the public who'd like to speak to this resolution and this resolution only, please come forward. Seeing no members from the public, motion to close to the public.
Offer.
Roll call.
Councilmember Von Rudenberg. Deputy Mayor Canestrino. Councilmember Pataglia. Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Motion to adopt the ordinance.
Offer.
Roll call.
Councilmember Von Rudenberg. Deputy Mayor Canestrino. Councilmember Pataglia. Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye.
Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Hackensack County of Bergen and State of New Jersey that ordinance number 47-2022 has passed its second and final reading and is hereby adopted.
Thank you. Resolution 433-22.
This is a resolution for final adoption of ordinance number 48-2022, an ordinance to amend Chapter 17 of the Code of the City of Hackensack, Personnel Policy and Procedures regarding retirement and death benefits for city officers and employees. This ordinance has been advertised pursuant to law and now calls for a public hearing.
Need a motion, please?
Offer.
Roll call.
Councilmember Von Rudenberg. Deputy Mayor Canestrino. Councilmember Pataglia. Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Anyone from the public who'd like to speak to resolution 433-22, please come forward. Seeing no members of the public, motion to close.
Offer.
Roll call.
Councilmember Von Rudenberg. Deputy Mayor Canestrino. Councilmember Pataglia. Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Motion to adopt.
Offer.
Roll call.
Councilmember Von Rudenberg. Deputy Mayor Canestrino. Councilmember Pataglia. Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye.
Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Hackensack County of Bergen and State of New Jersey that ordinance number 48-2022 has passed its second and final reading and is hereby adopted.
Need a motion, please. So, I'm sorry.
No.
No, we're done. Resolution 434-22.
This is a resolution for the introduction of ordinance number 49-2022, an ordinance to amend and comprehensively revise Chapter 63 of the Code of the City of Hackensack Bicycles and Sleds to be renamed Bicycles, Roller Skates, Skateboards, and Sleds.
Now we need a motion. Roll call.
Councilmember Von Rudenberg. Deputy Mayor Canestrino. Councilmember Pataglia. Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye.
Be it resolved that the above ordinance being ordinance 49-2022 is introduced, is now passed on first reading, and that said ordinance shall be considered for final passage at a meeting to be held on November 1st, 2022, at 8:00 p.m. or as soon thereafter as the matter can be reached at the regular meeting place of the City Council, and at such time and place all persons interested be given an opportunity to be heard concerning said ordinance, and that the city clerk be and she is hereby authorized and directed to publish said ordinance according to law with a notice of its introduction and passage on first reading and of the time and place when and where said ordinance will be further considered for final passage.
Thank you. Resolution 435-22.
This is a resolution authorizing the tax collector to adjust 2022 final billing and 2023 preliminary billing for 21 Mercer Street.
Need a motion, please?
Offer.
Roll call.
Councilmember Von Rudenberg. Deputy Mayor Canestrino. Councilmember Pataglia. Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 436-22.
It's a resolution authorizing tax appeal attorneys to settle the cases on the attached list dated October 11th, 2022 that were scheduled for trial or settlement.
Need a motion, please? Roll call.
Councilmember Von Rudenberg. Deputy Mayor Canestrino. Councilmember Pataglia. Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 437-22.
This This is a resolution authorizing extraordinary unspecifiable services contract to Jobs for Blue.
Need a motion, please?
Offer.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Von Rudenberg.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
A,
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Resolution 438-22.
This is a resolution awarding contract to DMR Architects for investigation study and redevelopment plan for 251 Railroad Avenue.
Need a motion, please?
Offer.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Von Rudenberg.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
aye,
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. And resolution 439-22.
Resolution authorizing payment of bills.
Need a motion to pay the bills?
Offer.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Von Rudenberg.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
aye,
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Okay, before we move forward with the consent agenda, I have one conflict. Does anybody else have a conflict? Jerry?
yes, Mayor, I do on number 13, sir.
Okay, which one?
That's Resolution 442, 22. Is that be pulled?
I don't have the number, but, leave of absence for pay?
Yeah, we'll pull it and we'll vote on it separately.
Yes, okay.
All right, and then Mayor, yours was?
449-22.
Anybody have anything else?
No? Go ahead.
The following items are considered to be routine in nature and will be enacted in one motion. Any items requiring expenditure are supported by a certification of availability of funds. Any item requiring discussion will be removed from the consent agenda, and consent agenda items will be reflected in full in the minutes, including any exceptions and/or additions. The consent agenda consists of Resolution 440-22, a resolution of the Council of the City of Hackensack, Bergen County, New Jersey, endorsing its amended housing element and fair share plan. Resolution 441-22, a resolution authorizing the settlement of litigation entitled Ziza versus Hackensack et al., pending in the United States District Court for the District of New Jersey Civil Action Number 2:18-CV-15579-CCC-JAD. Resolution, 443-22, resolution authorizing raffle license for Holy Trinity Church. Resolution 444-22, a resolution authorizing endorsement of proposed Bergen County Community Development Grants. Resolution 445-22 is a resolution authorizing recreation refunds. Resolution 446-22 is a resolution authorizing partial performance bond release for 150 River Street Phase 1. Resolution 447-22 is a resolution qualifying professional service providers and authorizing the mayor to execute contracts with such qualified professionals. And Resolution 448-22 is a resolution authorizing the settlement of the workers' compensation matter filed by Jesus Delgado pending in the New Jersey Division of Workers' Compensation, case number 19778.
Okay, need a motion to adopt the consent agenda as it was just read.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Von Rudenberg. Aye. Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Aye,
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Okay, now we need resolution 442-22.
This is a resolution ordering endorsement of proposed Bergen County Community, I'm sorry, I pulled the wrong one, hold on. This is a resolution authorizing a leave of absence without pay for Michael Rio, police officer, from October 7, 2022 to January 1st, 2023.
Need a motion, please.
Offer.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Von Rudenberg.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
A,
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. And resolution 449-22.
This is a resolution authorizing an amendment to the redevelopment agreement with the Hackensack University Medical Center, a member of the Hackensack Meridian Health Network.
Need a motion, please?
Second.
Roll call?
Councilmember Von Rudenberg.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
aye,
Mayor LaBrus.
I abstain. Okay, thank you for that. With that, I need a motion to open to the public. Before we do, we'll make any comments, Steve or Vincent? Before we open to the public? No? Okay. Motion to open to the public?
Offer.
Roll call?
Councilmember Von Rudenberg.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino. Aye. Councilmember Pataglia. Aye. Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye. Okay, anybody who'd like to come to the podium, please come forward, give your name to the clerk, you will have 3 minutes. You have the clock ready, Frank?
Yep.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Blanche Stewart. I was a lifelong member of Hackensack, member of Majestic Temple, Proven Never Protective Order of Elders, a lifelong community activist, and I'm here because of my son, Brandon Montgomery. My son contacted me on Friday, very upset, because he was called into the personnel department to speak to, I can't understand the name, I can't pronounce the name, I'm sorry. He felt that they were questioning his integrity, his character, accusing him of stealing hours. I know my son, I raised my son, I know his character, and I am pissed that somebody would even question that. Brandon has been a role model for children in Hackensack. He does a lot of community service in Hackensack and with his fraternity brothers. I just wanted to read the letter that he wrote. On Friday, October 14th, I was informed by the Director of Personnel for the City of Hackensack that I will no longer be able to coach at Hackensack High School after the conclusion of the 2022 football season. This decision comes from the assumption that I am not completing my contractually obligated 35-hour week for my recreation leader position. I can tell you in complete honesty that I've always contractually obligated, I have always completed my 35 hours a week and even put in extra time, which I am not compensated for, in order to ensure that the department is operating at near perfection. The management team for the City of Hackensack has challenged my character, my integrity, and all of my efforts I've given to the city to help the youth and the taxpayers we serve. After the meeting that occurred with the Director of Personnel, a fellow union representative, and myself, I can say that these accusations are false and truly hurtful. I feel harassed. Every day I wake up, I try to find ways to help better the youth in my city. I was once a recreation kid myself, participating in the Hackensack youth basketball, Hackensack junior football, baseball of Hackensack, youth track, Hackensack sports camps, etc. When I applied for the job, I had only planned to hold a position for a year and then move on to the next endeavor. But through the course of that first year, I realized that serving my city was my true calling. Besides all of the stipulations that make the job harder than it has to be, I still enjoy the position because of the countless number of kids who grow through our programs and move on to become great people, students, and athletes. That is gratification. I coach because I once was those same student athletes. I walk the same steps, I'm almost finished, the same steps they take every day in the same schools they are in. I coach because I want those kids to be better than I will be. As a parent, I am pissed. If you were a parent and it was your child, you would also be pissed. My son gives to this community like I give to this community. He's a lifelong resident of this community, and he demands respect, and he demands an apology. They didn't come right out and say that he was stealing money, stealing hours, but he knew what you were saying. And I demand an apology, and it's totally disrespectful. Thank you.
And I'll just state for the record, obviously the council cannot and should not comment on a personnel issue that's outside of
No, I
the
didn't.
Next person from the audience, please.
My name is Edward Lefty Grimes. I'm with sativacross.org. We're a 501c3 here in New Jersey advocating for cannabis patients' rights and for disabled rights. I hear Jerry on the line. Is there public on the line also? Is public allowed to take part?
It's on YouTube, sir.
But are they allowed to question and answer?
They can, what they can do is the way we work here is they can write in for the next meeting, any questions they might have, and they will be answered.
So that's really not access. For 19 months, well, for years, disabled people have been asking for online work, online school, online church, online council meetings. And for 19 months, you gave those things to healthy people. And then you took it away. So you got disabled vets at our home now that can't take part anymore. So this meeting violates Title II of the ADA. There's a whole process you have to go through in making changes to disability access. You did not do any of those things. There's a grievance procedure, there's a question and answer procedure, there's your ADA coordinator should have been known about this. Do you even have an ADA coordinator? Because if you do, they should be fired for allowing this to happen, for disabled vets to be denied their access. You got sick people in wheelchairs that cannot take part in these meetings anymore. My second point, you recently arrested a black man for growing cannabis in this town. I thought we were done with that. I thought we were done putting black people in chains for a plant, but apparently we're not done with that in Hackensack. Apparently we need to keep putting black people in chains in this town. Just because the legislature and our executive branch got it wrong doesn't mean the judicial branch is going to get it wrong. So Mr. Diaz, who got busted with a bunch of plants, a cancer patient, mind you, got busted with a cancer amount of plants, about 60 plants. You need about 5 plants a month to treat cancer. You need about £1 a month to grow pico, to grow enough weed to make fully extract cannabis oil. So your police chief violated his oath to the Constitution. When we voted to change the Constitution. Look what we voted for. Look back. We voted to change the New Jersey Constitution because our legislature and our executive branch couldn't get the job done. So we changed the Constitution. We have a constitutional right to cultivate. Read it. Look it up. Your police chief took a constitutional oath to protect our rights. He didn't take an oath to these corporations, to these multi-state operators that grow cannabis. He took an oath to us, the people. Why did your police chief arrest this black man and put him in chains? I demand his release. I demand the resignation of your chief. And I demand this council tell your police force to stand down and stop putting black people in chains for a plant. We're done with that. We voted on that. We're done. Get with the times. They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning we will remember them. And this sign here, I go to Senator Scutari's office and I protest with this sign. And all the black and brown people I talk to think we can grow weed. So you're creating a whole new Jim Crow, and I'm going to call it Jim Grow.
Next person from the public, please.
Good evening. Benjamin Rumberly, Patterson, New Jersey. Currently the Recreation Director of the City of Patterson, former football coach here at Hackensack High School, and the Assemblyman in the 35th District here in the state of New Jersey. I'm here just to attest to the character of Brandon Montgomery. I've had an opportunity to know Brandon for the last 10 years. During my tenure at Hackensack, he was a volunteer coach who never missed a day. I don't care what task was given to Brandon, Brandon did it. In the community, not just in the Hackensack community, but in the North Jersey area, Brandon has been beyond active. And particularly during COVID, we had an opportunity to work with a local business called Burritos, where we fed people every Tuesday on Taco Tuesday. Brandon never missed a Tuesday. We worked with First Lady Tammy Murphy. We handed out and bagging food in northern New Jersey for needy families. Brandon was there. I don't care what the case is, be it feed the needy, be it give out turkeys, whatever it may be. Brandon is always the type of young man that I think has been an excellent role model for the young folks here in the city of Hackensack, and particularly the young men of color. Many who do not have role models that they can look up to as fathers or big brothers. Brandon is that guy. He literally is the type of person that will take his shirt off his back to help somebody else. And I don't know the whole situation. I talked to Brandon's mom yesterday, but I just wanted to let you know that our fraternity, in particular our brothers, we look at him as a young man with a bright, bright future. And he is somebody who will be a great asset, not just to Hackensack, but to our nation as a role model. I am here to also say that if Hackensack gets it wrong, I am more than welcoming Brandon to come to the city of Patterson and work for me on the division right here. an outstanding man. And if anybody has any questions about his character, I would write letters to his character without hesitation, because he is an exemplary young man. He grew up here, went away to college, came back, and has never stopped. Even during his time at William Patterson, he was here. You couldn't even tell he was in college, because he was here all the time giving back to the community. So I thank you, and I hope you take this in consideration, whatever personnel matter is coming before you when it comes to Brandon Montgomery. Thank you. God bless.
Next person from the public, please.
Deborah Keeling Geddes, Hackensack, member of the work group. It seems like Mr. Savage and Mr. Montgomery are being held to a higher standard than other city employees, especially their predecessors. Let me say that we are very proud of these two upstanding individuals of our community, and we will not allow their reputations to be dragged through the mud by a witch hunt. In that, we would like these questions to be answered, and you can let me know if Oprah is necessary. What distinguishable proof do you have that Brandon Montgomery is not fulfilling his daily scheduled hours? 2, are the accusations about Brandon Montgomery being supplied by someone in the rec department, or is it supplied via the rec building's video surveillance? 3, who was responsible for compiling the information for Mr. Savage's performance review? 4, in regards to Mr. Savage and his performance review, we would like to see every supervisor's review for the last 5 years, from 2017 through the present, including the city manager and deputy city manager, the head human resource person, and the DPW department head. 5, in Mr. Savage's review, it states that employees within the department spoke out against Mr. Savage regarding his performance. We would like to see all documentation from the human resource department head pertaining to their claims. 6, we would like to see a list of all of the supervisors and other employees, including the city managers, who have attended Rutgers or any other institute for additional training and certification over the past 5 years at the expense of the city. 7, we would like to see the certifications of the human resource head, the past recreation superintendents, and the DPW head from 27 to present. My last question is, Mr. Battaglia and Mr. Carroll, you are liaisons to the rec board. You're intimately involved with the goings-on. Do you agree with the accusations and reviews of Brandon and Steve? You don't have to answer now. You can answer during your comment. But we'd like the answer tonight from both of you. Thank you.
I'm like the Hackensack community who came to support Steve and Brandon. Please stand up. Carolyn Davis, Hackensack. Hackensack resident for 74 years and over 53 of them as a community activist. Our website says that we are a unique and diverse city. It seems to be okay in population, but apparently not okay in leadership. It's okay for show only. 2 of you, Councilman Kathy Canestrino and Stephanie von Rudenberg, never wanted Steve Savage in as a recreation board director. And it appears since the moment he started, a planned, not so subtle harassment on everything he does. Yet he has accomplished more in 9 months than his previous predecessors. Councilwoman von Rudenberg, until 2019, if I'm correct, you served as a supervisor of special education in Northvale. You're a licensed realtor, and you once was a public relations for the office of the Commissioner of Major League Baseball. It means your role was to respond to requests for information, writing marketing materials, etc. Gerald Carroll is the liaison for the rec board, has knowledge as a coach. Steve Savage has 9 years experience as a recreational specialist, and Brandon has a degree in sports management. So my question, Mayor, is how her experience in real estate and special education and public relations trumps the knowledge of Gerald Carroll, Steve Savage, and Brandon in decisions. Gerald Carroll is the liaison, so I don't know why so much impact is coming from Stephanie as far as baseball fields and signs of baseball fields and what should be done. You attacked not only Steve, but and Brandon, who's an upstanding young man. I want you to understand this. The former predecessor to Steve did not do as much as he's been doing. This system, never signing in or out, was an honor system. It's been that way when Rose was there. Brandon did it then. What's the problem now? How come all of a sudden it's wrong? I find this whole thing to reek of harassment, discrimination, intimidation of these black men. It seems that black men, as soon as they get into a leadership position, are targeted. Yeah. And we are tired of it. Yes. And we're not going to stand for it. We're tired of it. We have an upstanding black man, two of them, Steve Carroll and Brandon, who are doing their job. If you have a problem with something, educate. And the Elks, a long-standing Hackensack, again, black organization, that the rumor is you want to find them because they didn't get a license for a raffle. If they didn't understand it, educate them. We're not having you pick on our communities anymore. We're not standing for it anymore. Enough is enough. Stephanie, you've only been in town here about 7 years. There's a lot of stuff you don't know. There's a lot of stuff we don't bring out of respect. But being here as long as I have, there's a lot of things they don't think that I know, but I know. Trying to be respectful, do it the right thing. Thank you.
Good evening, Bridget, Hackensack resident. Here we are again, talking about racist city council and some of its employees. When I asked you all, were you racist? You got offended, and once again, it raised its ugly head. And what do racist people always say? I have black friends. I'm not racist. How many supervisors, department heads are black or even minority throughout the departments in this city? That's one question. There are qualified people that were passed over for uncertified people. Let's talk about this honor system of signing in and out. The only departments that have a tracking system are the police, the fire, and the DPW. So, you all only believe that black employees are dishonest with their time? I'm confused. So you gonna tell us as a community that you all are honest with your time, or they all are honest with their time? You don't have not one black employee in City Hall, not one. And that's the part that I told you before. You are racist. It shows. You need to kind of, own it, John. I'm just telling you, own it.
Good evening. Good evening. Victor, resident of Hackensack. Let me take this audience on a history tour. 3.5 years ago, we came in front of this council after doing some research to find out about your developments of Hackensack. At that meeting, me and Mr. Glover asked you, can you reach out to developers and inquire about fixing things up, possibly building parks? And you said, Kathy Canestrino, that we can't ask the developers, we can't talk to developers about that. And you pointed to us to go ask them about that. Now, here we go. You and Stephanie, your recreation expert, are now trying to build a baseball field that you're planning to bond $12 million for. Just imagine if you would have did the right thing when we approached you the first time and asked the developers to donate to a pot or something for the community of Hackensack. You chose not to do that, but you said that we can't ask them. But you say you can't ask them, but you run around and tell the developers, oh, we don't want nothing more than a 2-bedroom apartment in the developments, because we don't want any more children in the area. Are you kidding me? Who the hell the park is for? You guys are unbelievable. And once again, you sit up there and you, with your little smug looks, and think that we are stupid people. We're not. So y'all need to go back and try to get something from the developers that you sold the city out to. So it's on you guys now.
Next person from the audience, please. Seeing no one, motion to close. Roll call.
Councilmember Von Rudenberg. Aye. Deputy Mayor Canestrino. Aye. Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Councilmember Carroll.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus.
Aye.
Can you tell me?
What's that?
Maybe,
Comments?
Just to add what I said before, which is obviously regarding a personnel matter. This council cannot and should not comment on a personnel matter, particularly one that is not under its jurisdiction. It is under the jurisdiction of the city manager's office. So I would caution the council about that very carefully.
Vince, any words before we start? Do that now? Comments?
That's fine.
Yep.
I can certainly appreciate the number of you who are here today, bringing up the status of a city employee to the governing body. But to be clear, under the city's form of government, personnel decisions of this nature are the exclusive responsibility of the city manager, i.e. me, and so in this case, the buck stops with me, not with them. I think it goes without saying that I cannot and will not get into any details regarding the specific reasons why I've determined that Mr. Savage will not be continuing in his interim appointment as the recreation superintendent. What I can tell you is that Mr. Savage remains an integral part of the city's recreation department and has returned to his prior title of recreation director, where he will oversee all of the city's recreation sporting programs. And in order to, will oversee the city's sport programs in order to offer the best possible recreation opportunities for all of our Hackensack youth. His compensation and other terms and conditions of employment have not been adversely affected by this personnel action. I've spoken to Mr. Savage at length on this decision and the reasons why they were made. And respectfully, that's all I can really say about it at this point.
Stephanie Ward,
Sure. Good evening, everyone. Thank you.
motion to close the public, sorry.
No, wait, you did.
I think you did that.
You
I think it was close.
You did?
Yes.
You closed it, yeah.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming. Again, like the city manager said, and our city attorney, we don't have anything to do with personnel, so I'm not going to comment on anything that has to do with that. Last meeting I did speak at length for anyone that listened about the very scary increase in fentanyl overdoses, and I just want to follow up with reminding everybody if they could speak to their children, their grandchildren. Halloween's right around the corner. It's very concerning how a lot of these pills are being packaged to come when they come into the country. They look like Skittles and Nerds and Legos, and it's very concerning as a parent, and I'm sure as a grandparent, and I mean, again, children in your life that you just don't know what's out there in our community. So just a reminder to please talk to your children in your life regarding candy and trying to inspect it before Halloween, because it is a big problem, and it's been all over the news. And I think if you're not really paying attention to it, you're not realizing how prevalent it is near to home. So just that little bit of information, because it's very scary as a parent. And that is it. Have a good night, everybody.
Thanks, Seth. Yes, Halloween time, let's, hope and be on the lookout when you're driving, especially after dark. Little ones are all so excited and out for a wonderful evening, so you'll have to pay extra attention that night, that day, and as parents, just try and warn our kids, let's have a look at the candy before you eat it. I know how hard that is, but as Steph said, you go back over the years when crazy people were putting razors and apples and pins or needles and candy. Now there's even more serious natures of drugs and stuff that could be infiltrated into our innocent children's lives. So again, it's a good thing to bring up, Steph. I appreciate it, and we all have to be on the lookout for those things. As usual, I like to try and just explain a little bit if there's things on the agenda that I'm personally involved with. There's not a lot in these dockets to explain some of this stuff, so just really just two things on tonight's agenda that I think are worth noting. One was our fair share plan has been amended yet again, and this is a living document, and as things change, we continue to make these amendments and keep up with it, and primarily all that was going on here is just updating it to include Lot T and to the progress that's being made with the proposed development of Railroad Avenue. And the second thing was the amendment to the Hackensack University Medical Center redevelopment plan. During the process of building the new wing that they built over 2nd Street, more parking had to be eliminated there than they previously anticipated. So the agreement that they've made is to compensate the city for any additional parking that was lost due to, after police and fire did their review, there were areas where they felt they really couldn't safely restore parking. So again, as usual, we work very well together with the medical center, and they'll make sure that the city does not lose any revenue due to their loss of space. In a nutshell, pretty much that's it for me tonight, so have a good evening, everyone.
Thank you. Bill?
No comment.
No comment. Jerry?
Thank everyone for coming. Take care. God bless.
And my comment is saying, everybody have a safe trip home. God bless you all.